It is 6 o'clock on December 18th, 2025. I'd like to call this regular board meeting to order. Please do the roll call.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting on November 13th, 2025?
Agenda.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
May I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now may I have an approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting held on November 13th? I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need an approval of the minutes of the special board meeting on November 19th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the board special meeting on November 20th, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the board work session from December 9th, 2025.
We've
So
been
moved.
busy. So we've been busy. Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. And finally, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the board special meeting on December 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
I have one quick item. As a reminder, let's look at the organizational meeting, making this consent for all the meeting, approving consent so that we don't have to do.
Hopefully,
6
we will
of
not
them.
have this many to approve.
Yes, yes, but that's it, nothing to this specific.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. And now I would like to hand the podium to Josh Kaufman.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Mason and the rest of the board. We've got a packed house tonight, which means we've got a lot of students to recognize. I'd like to start with inviting our featured artist from McCormick Elementary. If you would come on up along with Mr. Wilson and Mrs. Kroger. We've got some incredible art to recognize this week. We've got a couple students that couldn't be here, first grader Violet Taylor and Logan Galt. It's a busy time of year. A lot of holiday happenings going on, so they couldn't be with us this evening. But would like to recognize the remaining 5 students from McCormick Elementary. So we're going to start with the printmaking pumpkin right here with 5th grader Watson Williams. Watson, congratulations. Here you go. Yeah. Lots of fall art to recognize. We have a marker pumpkin patch right here from Susanna Rana. Ooh. We have a fall watercolor from 4th grader Beth Costello. There we go. 3rd grader Beckett Lynch did the chalk fall leaves right there. Congratulations, Beckett. And we have a beautiful Veterans Day poppy right there from Mia Watts. Mia, congratulations.
That's all right. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Special thank you to Mrs. Kroger, Mr. Wilson for cultivating such a culture of art over at McCormick. Moms and dads, we're going to, in just a minute, we're going to grab your kiddos and we're going to go out and get a photo of your student artist if you want to join us for that. And you know I never am going to pass up an opportunity to celebrate the arts. We got some great things happening since last time I had a chance to speak to you. The Drama's winter production of Almost Maine, which is an obscure kind of cute romantic comedy, completely sold out. which is just absolutely incredible. Completely sold out. And if you were there, we had a special effect at the end of the show where we made it snow inside the Z, which was awesome. Our students designed and ran all of that. But later on this evening, you're going to hopefully approve a donation from Crossroads Church. Those snow machines to the tune of about $6,500 were donated for us to keep from Crossroads Church. So we're incredibly grateful for them as a partner to our district to create that wonderful effect. Over the last couple of weeks, we have had our music students complete 11 performances in 12 days. A wonderful time of year to share their talents, including visiting all 6 elementary schools last week and sharing some holiday cheer with them. That was really cool for our band and choir students. And then the last one is kind of a big announcement and some thank yous as well. I want to give a huge thank you to the Milford Schools Foundation as well as the Milford Band Boosters. We're really pleased to announce that we will be able to take as kind of a culminating moment for our 100 years of Milford Band celebration. We're going to take our band students and they're going to have a chance to perform on a world-class stage down at Cincinnati Music Hall. And we couldn't have done it without the foundation and Milford Band Boosters. So March 8th, mark your calendar. Details about tickets will be coming out for that. But a really special way to cap off a century of music in Milford schools. Really cool. So thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.
Good evening, President Mason, members of the board, Superintendent Spicer, and welcome, Dr. Fiore. I'm Tom Wilson, principal at McCormick Elementary. I send greetings from that wonderful staff up there to you tonight, and just want to share a little bit about what's been going on at McCormick during our first semester. Actually, started last year about this time. We always started talking about a theme and the importance of theme in an elementary. And this year it was all about games, being a game changer. So each one of our grade levels decided to take a certain game and make that their theme. So obviously, first grade we had Uno, fourth grade chose Monopoly, so Langner is one of our teachers, so they've taken it and made it their own. And of course we have Kindyland. And again, it's all about being a game changer. One of the highlights of our day is our bingo. So our secretary, Nancy Bruck, took every picture of us and made it into I guess, an anime character. And she made over, I think we have approximately 60 different bingo boards. Each teacher gets a bingo board, we draw a name each day, and we put it up on our poster. This homeroom that earns bingo, they have time to come down and do like an extra 30 minutes. We purchased a lot of those larger games like Tetris and the Connect Four. So that's been one of the highlights of our year of being a game changer. Game changing starts in the classroom, and I talked about this last year. One of the things that we've been doing in our K1 and 2 is flexible grouping during our phonics lesson. Early literacy is one of our target areas, so we started that last year. I'm not going to go through all the stats, but you can kind of see where we started before with the cohorts of first and second grade. Obviously, we have a little ways to go, but very pleased about the flexible grouping. So again, that's first and second graders moving to small groups, to different teachers in that grade. It's been a big success for us, and we look forward to continue it. That we also added an extra 30 minutes of differentiation, so they get an extra 30 in the morning and 30 in the afternoon for a total of an hour each day, as well as their 30-minute phonics block. And then grades 3 through 5, we're doing flexible grouping, using value added, and we're also doing some progress monitoring through our OST and MAP data as we want to, again, continue to be those game changers academically as well. PBIS, obviously very important. First thing everyone says is, we love the hippos. If you can't see it, we're hungry for positive behavior. So it's our whole school-wide PBIS system. Students can earn what we call marbles, and they bring the marbles down. We send a positive note home, and then it goes up on our board. Once a quarter, then, we draw a percentage of names from each grade level. They come down, we play Plinko. The first time we played Plinko, I asked all the kids sitting at there, how many of you know what Plinko is? We had one kid that knew what it was. So, a little different. But we do Plinko. You can see my friends there that won. They can earn anything from a snack, sit with a friend, a snack, walk with Tough, and then we just added a 3D printer option where they can select from a menu of items, and we will print those out. So that's been a big thing. And then up there, the hand, we do a Game Changer Award. We're looking for kids that are making great decisions on being game changers, I guess you would say, on the playground, and we award that once a month with the Game Changer Award. We call them over the speaker. They come down, we write it up and put it in our article. So again, the importance of being a game changer. No school in our elementaries without you always want a strong PTO, a strong school community. Our PTO is just that. We kick off our year in September with our McCormick Fest. We held that on campus. It's really the first time we had planned to have it on campus. Traditionally, we've been out at the park. This year was on campus. We had a great turnout. We had different games. You can see actually the one picture here, the face paint. Those are actually some high school volunteers. Some were McCormick students, some were not. Came out and helped us. We also, other pictures, we had our McSteam night, which is our science and tech night. That was in November. And then in in January, end of January, we'll have our literacy night, which is McCoco. Everything is Mick at McCormick. As far as clubs, very important to me, to our students, against that holistic idea. We've always had a technology club or robotics club after school. We've run that for grades kindergarten through 5th grade this year. But probably our two biggest ones is our cooking club. We started that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And the first year was kind of an hour session after school. They made some different recipes. And then last year we did our first baking challenge where I had soy sauce and gummy bears. We've moved way past that. This year they made their own recipes. We actually did it last Thursday. It was a wonderful event. The kids are amazing. I appreciate, when we brought this idea, I think I shared last year to Mr. Johnson and Tina Reynolds, our nutrition director. I wasn't sure where we'd get, and it has been wonderful. And I know Myra, Mrs. Powers has had the opportunity, Mr. Spicer, to judge that, and it's been great. And finally is our holiday club. Mrs. Nunn, our kindergarten teacher, runs that. It's a 3-week session. The last session was today. My highlight, the pictures there are over at Magnolia Springs, which is our neighbor. I got to see Mr. Seipelt, who's my former principal. He's over there. He was singing with them. When you go over there and see the impact that our kids have on whether it's the residents or even to the memory, you see the people singing, it is amazing. It's hard to describe. It takes your breath away just to see the smile on their face. We present them with ornaments, and then we do crafts. So again, that holistic approach to me, very important. And again, those are just some of the folks that we spread joy to. Magnolia Springs is our neighbor. We did some stuff with the Ronald McDonald House. Milford Miami Ministries, very important to us. And of course, our dog Tough, Circle Tail. We've had a great relationship with them. The other thing I'll add on here that isn't here, the beginning of December, I do a principal's craft. I had almost 15 retired Milford educators come and help me with a craft. And that says a lot to me, the importance of keeping that family. Some of those were McCormick teachers. Some were parents of teachers in my building that were former teachers, just the importance of that.
And some were your parents?
My parents were there, of course. And then finally coming soon, we have Basketball Jones. If you've not seen Basketball Jones, very inspirational. He does a bunch of basketball tricks, but also very positive message, our book fair and our Makoko night. And then from McCormick to Mr. Spicer, I want to say thank you. For those of you who know, I've been a lifelong Milford person. Mr. Spicer came to Milford when I was a senior in high school. I think my dad hired him at the junior high. So I've known John a long time. And, we talk about being a game changer. 9 years ago, I got a call on the phone from John that the job at McCormick was coming open. I was a high school assistant principal. And kind of at a crossroads. I'd been there 11 years as an assistant principal. And I can still remember that call. He just said, hey, this may be an opportunity that might be a good fit for you. And 8 years later, here I am. So on behalf of my staff, we got a little something for you. So at McCormick, we have a tradition. Each grade level has a color. Your last color at McCormick is tie-dye. So we got Mr. Spicer a tie-dye shirt as he concludes his career. And then finally, on behalf of our staff, to everyone, we wish everyone a happy holidays. I went over my 3 minutes, Mr. Ackerman. I apologize, but thank you.
That's all right.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much for that update. That theme is really, really fun. I can see how the kids could get into that. All right, next we have a JROTC recognition.
All right, hey, thanks for having us tonight. We appreciate it. For you guys that don't know, we have Junior ROTC at Live Oaks, and we're here at Milford also. We have 179 cadets in the Corps. Out of that, 84 are on the Raider team. Our Raider team is our athletic team. They are athletes, due to popular belief. 8-time national champions, men and women. This year we took the long trip to Georgia, and we've been prepping since August. The men won first place, and the women. Our co-ed team got 5th in the nation. Wow. So it was a really good event. Our big rivals come from Kansas, Alabama, and Florida. They were all there. It's a really intense meet because you camp. So we're living outside in the elements. Our first event is a rope bridge across a real river, Flint River. It was 26 degrees.
Wow.
And that was our first event. There's 5 major events. Probably one of the most memorable, other than being in the river in 26 degrees, was the mountain run. It's cross country up a mountain in boots and uniform. So the male team just totally smoked it. They had the fastest time ever on the mountain run.
Wow.
Right now we're preparing to go to Fitness Nationals in Daytona Beach, where we're also the national champions. The women are defending champions 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Other stuff for you guys that don't know, we've got 42 kids on full ride scholarships to Division I schools. 3 of them are graduating this May. They're going to enter the Army as lieutenants. They're all Milford kids. They go to OU. They call it Milford South. That and EKU. And we have several at Ohio State. We've had them go out to Texas Tech, kind of all over the world. Probably the biggest influence on the Corps was when Chief Phillips came 4 years ago. Ever since then, we have not lost. Actually, we've been state champions for the last 8 years. The kids are great. They're not all here tonight because we took 45 to nationals. They're multi-talented, so they do other sports also, and they all work. So we brought a handful here tonight. Are the commanders here? Mel team commander, come on up. Yep, all the commanders, please come up. The Corps is cadet-driven. They kind of run the show with our supervision. So Mr. Weiss is his 4th year. He commanded the male team, and he's also the colonel of the whole battalion. So everything that goes right, he gets credit for, and everything that goes wrong, he gets credit for. All right, Miss Sanders, she's the battalion S3. She's the training officer in charge of academics for the Corps. This is also her 4th year. She just got accepted to University of Tennessee.
Wow.
So
Oh,
on top of her 4, oh, I'm sorry. And he's going to Embry-Riddle to be a pilot.
Oh, wow.
We have 2 kids there from last year from Milford, so that's going to become another Milford location down in Embry-Riddle and Daytona Beach. Something about the beach, it kind of draws them that way. Then Miss Robinson, she commanded the co-ed team. This is what, your 2nd year, right? We had her brother, so it's a kind of a family affair. If you look within the Corps, it's a big family affair. Where's my 3 sisters back there? The Cathcarts. All right, they got to compete at nationals together, which is really cool.
Wow.
Our parents are outstanding. We have them come in at 4:30 in the morning to bring the kids because our meets are all mostly in Kentucky. So we kind of do a lot of traveling. So let me miss anything. I think that's it. And last week we had the Congressman Taylor came by, presented the national trophies, and we had the MVPs for each team. Is the MVPs here? Most valuable players, come on up here. 2 of the 3. And if you'll notice, we have 8th graders on the national team.
Wow.
Because we started at the 8th grade this year, and that's going super, because we don't care what grade you're in, it's about your performance. Also, everybody here, if I'm not mistaken, is AB on the roll. So we are hard on the grades. We have a saying, D means don't go. So, and they all follow that because we actually enforce it, so. Education is number one. If you would, please give the Raiders an applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. This is always such an impressive program, and we wish you the best of luck in your next competition.
Thanks.
Now we'd like to recognize the high school cross-country team.
Good evening. Thank you for having us here. My name is Joe Dumont, and I am a high school teacher, as well as I have the privilege of coaching the boys high school cross-country team. We have two of our members who are coming up now. So we're here to recognize Henry Newman, an 11th grader, and Chase Vincent, a 10th grader. They both qualified for the Division I state meet in Ohio this past season. If you want to go over shape.
Congratulations.
So while their athletic accomplishments are very impressive, I do want to take a minute and just put it in context that not only are they exceptional athletes, but they're both carrying straight A averages in AP-intensive courses. So they really embody the student athlete, and they are just very good men who bring a lot to Milford. And so when I think about like that portrait of an eagle and those things that we're really attempting to do with our 4 years with these students, these two guys are excellent examples. So it's a privilege to coach them, and thank you for taking time to recognize them.
Yes, thank you also for having us here. Matt Jordan, I have the privilege of coaching these young ladies here. Before I talk specifically about them and have them come around, I just want to emphasize that although these girls are here, we have many members of our team that are not here, and we focus a lot on our team about the iceberg. And what you see here is the top of the iceberg, the part of the iceberg that has been risen above the water there. But there is a lot of the iceberg that's not here that you don't see that helps to raise this entire group up here. So although they are not here with us tonight, they are very vital to our success as well. So girls, I'll say your name, and then if you want to go ahead and go around, and then I have a few things to say about you. So first, we have Skylar Spurl, junior. Marin Barnett, sophomore. Nora Lindley, freshman. Lainey Patch, senior. Elle Campbell, junior. Anna Jordan, sophomore. Katie Reckman, junior. And Lauren Johnson, junior. So these girls were all the members of our state team this year. Some of their accomplishments this year. They finished the season with a record of 128 wins and only 6 losses. They won their second straight ECC title this year. They won our first regional title in program history. It was also the first regional title for any sport in Milford since 2004. And they finished 5th place in the state this year. They were 7th last year, so moved up a couple of spots this year to that 5th place, highest spot in school history. And they were also the top school in the city of Cincinnati. And then at the end of the year, we always look and see kind of where does everybody rank in the all-time. Girls cross country has been around since the early 80s here at Milford. And on our team this year, we now have Elle, who is the #1 ranked girls cross country runner of all time. Marin, who is #3. Katie is #6. Lauren is #7. And Skylar comes in at #11. So these girls have done some very amazing things. So again, thank you for having us out to recognize these girls. We enjoyed being here last year. We enjoy being here this year, and we hope to see you again next year as we have a lot of underclassmen who have more goals to accomplish. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we're moving on to public commentary. Do we have any for this first portion?
We do not.
Okay. All right, moving on, we have a very special mission moments tonight, and I'm going to let Jeff Johnson come to the podium and talk about it.
Actually, Jeff had to go to New Orleans to take care of some family
Okay.
matters. So I'm going to step in for Jeff. I am actually going to call Judd Phillips to the podium. Judd is with Peterman, and he certainly takes care of us. Tonight's mission moment really speaks to the relationship that we have with Peterman, but also the relationship we have with Miami Township and also the city of Milford and their first responders. So we all know that there was a tragedy here locally on Valley Forge, and Jeff got a call from Steve Kelly, the Miami Township administrator, asking for our assistance. And if Judd could help out, and so immediately the answer was yes. So I'm going to turn it over to Judd to kind of give us a brief of what happened and what you all did for us in this community.
Thanks, John. Thank you for inviting us and being here at the meeting tonight, so it's an honor. My name is Judd Phillips. I am the GM for Milford Transportation. On Friday, December 5th, you were all probably watching your TV in the evening and seeing the events unfold with that tragic event on Valley Forge. Shortly after we were just about finishing up with work, I received a call from Jeff Johnson asking, kind of describing what was happening, and I was just in awe for a second. He goes, can you get some drivers? Can you rally some people together? Our responders are going to need buses. They need shuttling. They need to, have, transportation down to the site where this is happening, because responders are coming from Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, I believe. It was just an amazing thing, all these people coming together. But I ran outside. We were just wrapping up for the day. I walked outside to our parking lot trying to find, our drivers. The first group I came to, I told them, we have an emergency. I need help. And their response was, where do you need us? And we'll be there. It's just amazing, the people that work in transportation, transporting your children, making sure that they're safe day in and day out, and also protecting the community and serving the community. I want to introduce the drivers who were there that evening. Teresa Scheiderer, Sandy Coyle, Sarah Dotson, Liz, Schroeder, thank you, and Susie Lowe. Funny story, well, not funny, but Susie Lowe she lives there down in Valley Forge. She opened up her house to the responders, let them in, used the restroom, made coffee, had cookies for them. We had a bus running, for, I think we were there for 6 hours, is that correct? About 7 hours? About 7 hours, keeping anyone who was cold that evening warm that night. So the Miami Township Fire Department, they were there. I got on the bus. You're on the bus. Yeah. It was cold that night.
It was cold.
So we thank you for everything that you do in the community as well. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much for your service to the community. All right, now we're moving on. If you don't know, our superintendent this will be his last meeting, his last official board meeting before he goes into retirement. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize Superintendent John Spicer as he prepares to conclude his time with Milford Schools. I think Michael is going to start us off.
Oh, yeah, so I know Emily will have more to say after this, but I just wanted to make a brief statement on behalf of myself for John. So, one of the best measures of a leader is leaving the organization strong enough to thrive, after they depart. So you've truly set our next superintendent up for success. You helped navigate our district through challenging few years, managing the complexities of COVID, facing the realities of failed levies, and handling difficult conversations around cuts and staffing. Yet under your leadership, we still achieved a 4.5-star rating on the Ohio report card. Our recent voluntary state performance audit signaled that while we have some things to work on, which we've already started, we are a strong district that stands out in the state in many ways. Finally, you can always tell when an educator truly loves their job and the kids they serve, and for me, that is most evident in the mental health program you championed. It is recognized statewide and has been vital for our students coming out of the pandemic, right? And the last thing I'll say before I turn it to Emily is the one thing with John is I always knew that all of our kids were treated evenly and fairly and well taken care of under John's leadership, and for that, I really appreciate that, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd like to echo some of those things that Michael said. Throughout his tenure, John has demonstrated a deep passion for public education and a sincere commitment to our students. He helped guide the district through several significant changes, as Michael already mentioned, COVID, and several changes in board leadership. He, throughout all of this, always worked to maintain continuity and stability. John has been a strong advocate at the state level, particularly around funding and legislative policy, ensuring that Milford's voice was heard in critical conversations. He also championed student well-being, encouraging thoughtful dialogue around mental health and responsible technology use. In our committee meetings, John often reminded us to center decisions around what's best for kids, a guiding principle that we will continue to carry forward. We are grateful for his years of service and wish him the very best in his retirement and whatever lies ahead. And with that, I'd like to hand the mic over to Jen Schaefer, who has a few words to say.
Hi, John.
Jennifer.
So when I began trying to put into words the past 5.5 years that John and I have worked together, I'd struggled to find the right starting point. I joined Milford in July of 2020, just before John became superintendent on August 1st of 2020, just before we reopened schools after COVID. From the beginning, John and I were thrown into the biggest school reopening anyone has ever seen. We didn't have time to breathe or casually adjust to our new roles. The first 6 months are a blur. Eagle Online was started from scratch. We were quarantining and counting cases every day. But through it all, John remained strong with his calm and confident leadership. After about 6 months, we were finally able to breathe and create a routine. And here's what I've learned about John in the past 5 years. 50% of the people are going to be unhappy about decisions we make. There's no way around that. All you can do is decide what is best for children. And that is what John lives by every day. It's how he leads every day. We've had numerous debates about choices and decisions for the district, and it always comes back to what is best for kids. That's always at the forefront of his mind. He is a true student-centered leader. Another thing I've learned is that John is extremely passionate about his beliefs. And a lot of those times, he and I don't agree. But we never let it get in the way of our working relationship or our friendship. My favorite thing is when we have a spirited debate and then immediately move on to talking about our kids or our families. Families, John is a strong family man. He's got 3 adult sons doing amazing things. His wife, Ann, is here, a business owner and one of the greatest people I've ever met. I'm so happy he will get the opportunity to spend more time with his family and traveling to amazing, wonderful places. Whenever someone needed time to spend with a sick family member or someone was struggling, his response was always, whatever you need. He's a true supporter of the work-family life balance. I'm lucky to have spent the last 5 years working with John and the team at Milford. Our office is a better place because of John, and this district is a better place because of John. I am so proud to call him my boss, but also one of my most treasured friends. I'm going to miss you immensely, but I'm so happy for your next chapter.
We had that spirited debate this week, and I called her. I was on my way to another building. I said, Jen, I think I got a little intense on that one, and she's like, "Oh no, it's good. We're good. It's just what we do." So, thank you. I have some things to say, if that's okay. It's a little
Of
long.
course.
Yeah, do it.
I'm not here today without the unwavering support of my wife, Ann, of 29 years of marriage, 29 years of loving me unconditionally, 29 years of teaching me about believing, 29 years of still believing and knowing that I'm a kid at heart, and 29 years of understanding the weight that all educators carry. I love her more than any of you could ever imagine. Ann has sacrificed so much for me to be an educator. What I didn't realize, and that all of these principals realize, is that there was a time when I was a high school principal that Ann felt like a single parent, raising 3 boys. And I wish I could make that up to you, Ann, to Charlie, Jack, and Will. The very first teacher our boys had was Ann. Ann taught them about unconditional love, always be kind, generosity, empathy, the importance of reading, and that hard work pays off. She feeds our spirit every day with her beautiful smile and positive energy. There are many lessons that Ann has taught us. Life is better in Birkenstocks while driving your Jeep with the top down. She reminds us what Simon and Garfunkel once said, "Hey, I've got nothing to do today but smile." However, one of the most important lessons Ann taught our boys was small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, but great minds discuss ideas. She is always pushing us to think beyond possibilities. I've met so many great people over the last 32 years. I arrived in Milford in 1994. I was hired by Dave Goman and Earl Wilson, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity they gave me. Earl Wilson still inspires me today. At Milford Junior High, I learned the value of family. One of those family members was Mike Safranco. Mike taught me a lot about life. Della Morris also took me under her wing and coached me up as a young teacher. Daryl Edwards encouraged me to become an administrator and ingrained in me that you wear a suit and a tie every day. Although this is the first time I've worn a bow tie all year, except for the past 2 days. There are a cast of characters at Milford Junior High School, too many to mention, that helped me along my educational journey, and I thank all of them for that. But one of the best compliments I received is from somebody sitting in this room that said, "I find the best in people when others can't, and I've lived my life believing that people want to do well. My hope is that we will pause, listen, and assume positive intent before we judge. When we do that, we create space for growth, understanding, and real connection." I've always believed deeply in public education. It is one of the greatest equalizers we have, and it is worth fighting for. I've spent a portion of my career advocating in Columbus because the decisions made there matter. They matter here, in our classrooms, in our hallways, and in the lives of students. Our teachers hold immense power, and their voices matter. And I encourage every educator to use their voice, to call our representative, call Representative Gene Schmidt, call Senator Terry Johnson, and share your story. Advocate for our students in schools and what they need. Change happens when people speak up, and you have a powerful voice. I've also learned that we cannot take care of students unless we take care of ourselves. Mental health matters for our kids and for the adults who serve them every day. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to give students the very best of who you are. Some of the work I'm most proud of centers around serving every student with dignity and care. Our Special Olympic athletes, there's a Cappies fundraiser in January for Special Olympics, there's a plug. With the addition of our mental health interventionists, the support of reset aides, the comfort and connection provided by our Circle Tail facility dogs, we've got one here. These efforts remind us that schools are about more than academics. They are about belonging. Almost done. When I started here as the superintendent, I certainly wasn't expecting my first weeks to begin with what was likely the biggest challenge we had ever faced, and that was the COVID-19 pandemic. It tested us in ways that no one could have predicted. Eagle Online was built out of necessity, perseverance, and teamwork. We got through it together. Most importantly, we got through that together, and we learned a lot together that year. And we learned that we are capable of what we are capable of when we all come together and support one another. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity that has been afforded to me, for the people who have shaped me along the way, many of them here today, and for the educators I've had the privilege to shape or impact in return. I've built lasting friendships with colleagues who share the same heart for students, and I've also watched many of those friends step into leadership roles beyond Milford. Every time that happens, it fills me with joy because it reminds me that this district, that my time here has been about lifting others, developing leaders, and creating opportunities that extend far beyond any one person. What a long, strange trip it's been, Tom. This is great. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the Milford story. It's truly been an honor. Congratulations to Dr. Fiore. You are going to be amazing. You are going to take this district to the next level. I see you've got 2 colleagues who walked in, and that's what it's all about. I did the same thing when one of my colleagues was hired as a superintendent, and guess what? They're here tonight, too. So you're going to do great. This community is a wonderful place. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, I'd like to talk a little bit about our next superintendent, Dr. Bobby Fiore. From the very beginning of our search for a new superintendent, the board was clear that this process needed to reflect more than just our perspective. We wanted to hear from our students, staff, families, and community, and we did. What has been especially powerful is how consistent that feedback on Dr. Fiore was. From our staff and district leaders, we heard words like genuine, relatable, knowledgeable, engaging, and a leader people want to work with. Many shared how impressed they were by Dr. Fiore's real-life examples, her humor, and most importantly, her emphasis on listening and follow-through. Several said simply, "I could absolutely see myself working with her." From our community members, we heard how Dr. Fiore came across as well-spoken, emotionally intelligent, transparent, and trustworthy. People appreciated her willingness to own mistakes, her respect for Milford's traditions, and her clear commitment to mental health and relationships. And from our students, we heard that Dr. Fiore felt real, kind, approachable, and experienced. Someone easy to talk to with ideas she had already successfully put into practice. They noticed her background in special education and her creativity, and they felt seen. As a board, we felt that Dr. Fiore is a leader who can grow our teams, build trust, and continue to bring our district into the future. This decision reflects not only the board's vision, but the shared vision of our Milford community. Dr. Fiore brings more than 20 years of experience across roles as a school psychologist, principal, district leader, and educator, and she brings a strong student-centered commitment that aligns deeply with who we are and where we want to go. Dr. Fiore, we are truly excited to welcome you to Milford. We look forward to partnering with you, supporting you, and working alongside you as we continue doing what's best for the kids. Welcome to Milford. And with that, I am seeking for a motion to approve the contract for Dr. Bobby Fiore.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes, and with that, we would love to have you come and speak at the podium.
Thank you very much. I am so honored to be selected to lead this great district. To the board members, thank you for this extraordinary opportunity and for your trust. I recognize the responsibility you've given me, and I don't take it lightly. To the community and staff, thank you for welcoming me. I'm so excited to be a part of the positive things in Milford. As I begin this journey, I'm going to spend a lot of time listening and learning. So that's going to start with the staff and their incredible expertise and their institutional knowledge. So I do plan to spend a lot of time learning and talking and so I can learn about the strengths, the challenges, and most importantly, the students. I am committed to honesty and transparency, and I believe that trust comes with consistent, transparent conversations, and that's exactly what I plan to do. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait for January to start so I can be in the buildings and get to know the staff and start this important journey. So thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. We will have a little bit of a gap between when Dr. Fiore is starting and when and we will need to have an interim superintendent in place. So I need a motion to approve TJ Glassmeyer as the interim superintendent.
So moved. Ooh, second.
I just wanted to say a couple words about TJ. I know that most of you know him as our Director of Human Resources. The board selected TJ from within our organization because he consistently has demonstrated a calm, level-headed approach and strong leadership in very complex situations. We're very confident in his ability to provide steady continuity during this short interim period, and we're grateful for his willingness to step into this role. So thank you, TJ, for your leadership and service to Milford. Do we have any other discussion?
No?
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now we have some contracts to approval. For approval, I need a motion to approve the following contracts.
You skipped, I think, a page. I think you missed
Oh.
a page.
Yeah, you're on the,
Organizational board meeting.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I need a motion to set the organizational board meeting for January 5th, 2026 at 5 p.m.
So moved.
second.
Any discussion? This is where we will set up all of our committee meetings for the rest of the year and all of our dates for our regular meetings. Okay, please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. All right, now I need a motion to appoint Emily Chestnut as President Pro Tem for the organizational board meeting on January 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please
Nope.
call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now we're moving on to treasurer reports, and I think Michael has a short update for us.
I do. Let's see. All right, so Doug will go over obviously all the details as he always does, but some other things we talked about in committee this month were our ongoing discussion around kindergarten tuition. And we engaged in a detailed review of the kindergarten tuition that we adjusted earlier this year to support fiscal sustainability. So we raised, as everybody knows, we had to raise our kindergarten tuition earlier in the year. And we have been looking at that as we said we would on an ongoing basis. Some of the things that we're paying attention to when it comes to all-day kindergarten is the state funding outlook. So this review is critical because the state's Fair School Funding Plan is set to evolve in 2 years. Projections suggest that Milford moves off the state funding guarantee. Our future revenue will be tied more directly to enrollment growth. Therefore, we are evaluating how tuition costs impact our ability to attract and retain families entering the district. We also look at tuition or all-day kindergarten as access and early literacy. So beyond the financials of all-day kindergarten, we're discussing the dynamic between free half-day and paid full-day kindergarten. Our data suggests that financial barriers to full-day instruction can impact early literacy, requiring the district to provide increased academic intervention in first grade and beyond. We are exploring ways to maximize access to full-day programming to set students up for success early rather than playing catch-up later. So the path forward on this is we'll be working closely with the new superintendent to review this data and chart a path that balances our immediate budget health with the long-term benefits of enrollment growth and accessible early education. So no decision on that tonight or anything yet, but it's just something we've been talking very deeply about as ways to look to increase enrollment and also make sure that kids have full access to all-day kindergarten. Let's see, the other part is, Doug will go over this, but we're seeing strong returns on our cash management strategies. Year to date, the district has generated approximately $1.2 million in investment income. This is non-tax revenue that helps support our general fund. Doug will talk about our cash flow timing. So you'll see the report shows expenditures outpacing revenues for this specific month. And this is standard for school districts in Ohio. We receive property tax revenue in 2 large paychecks per year. Between those disbursements, we operate on cash reserves. And then our administrative cost cap. So we continue to operate efficiently. The committee reviewed our administrative costs compared to operating expenditures. We remain well below the state mandated 15% cap, which is in House Bill 96, ensuring the vast majority of our funding goes into the classroom and not administration. The last piece is we did discuss around policy that the board is moving forward with an upgrade to our OSBA policy software. This new platform will make district policies more accessible to the public, including features for language translation, ADA accessibility, and better search functions. With that, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. First, can I get a motion to approve the board reports?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Doug.
All right, Madam President, members of the board, thank you for this opportunity to present to you a snapshot of the district finances through November of fiscal year 26. So you'll see in our first slide, this is our bank reconciliation. This is very important because it shows that we are balanced. And if you just scroll up just a little bit, oh, I'm sorry. There you go. That we are balanced between our operating account and the state software, which is right there, and then in payroll. And then in our next slide, which is what Mr. Wilson was discussing, this is our investment report, and you can see what we've generated month to date, which is around $184,000, and year to date, $1.2 million. So we are doing very well there. Now this is an incredible report. This is by the SM1 report. Now this is a snapshot of the 5-year forecast, and what you see right here is fiscal year 26, and then you'll see what we've done year to date, or excuse me, month to date, and then year to date. The most important line is right here, 6.010, and you can see over and under. I don't know if you can make that a little bit larger, Steve. But you'll see that we were forecasting a negative 1.9 million negative fund, or excuse me, deficit spending. But so far, year to date, we're looking at positive 5.6. So we're doing everything we need to do to remain fiscally responsible. And then if you look at the next slide, here we've got some graphs. So this is our revenue outlook, and you can see fiscal year 24, 25, 26, how we've gone up as far as our local revenue. And then you've got our state revenue, which we've gone up from 24 to 25 and remained even into 26. And then all other revenue is way up. And then our next slide shows our expenditures, where you can see salary and benefits have gone up, mostly in benefits between 25 and 26. So that's something that the performance audit suggests that we review, and that's something we are doing. And we'll be able to show you that in the upcoming months. And then you'll see that in our purchase services, you'll see that that is down between 24 into 25 and remain constant into 26. And then you'll see that all other expenditures is down from 24 to 25 and up slightly into 26. And then the next slide is what Mr. Wilson was discussing earlier. This is our, you'll see that we're sitting at 14.75 as far as our administrative costs. And according to House Bill 96, you have to stay below 15%. So we are doing very well right there. So, any questions? Okay.
Please call the roll.
Please call the roll. Just got to find myself. Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the contracts listed below.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the vendors listed below.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the donations listed below.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
I will just say the snow blowers from Crossroads Church were used at the middle school choir concerts also, and it was a big crowd pleaser.
There's a great video of it on social media as well.
You can see it.
We seem to have a lot of donations this month, and we really appreciate any donation that we get, and thank you to every single person on here who donated.
What is the SOS program, Doug? Oh,
Sources of Strength, thank you. Used to
Okay,
be Hope
great.
Squad.
Yeah, and I see some picking up the lunch fees, anonymous donation lunch fees. I mean, that's so kind, so, yeah, really appreciate all the people on this list.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the modified tax budget.
So moved.
Second?
Doug, this is something new, correct?
It is. The modified tax budget in Claremont County is new. It's been done in Hamilton County for years. And this is basically taking your 5-year forecast and formatting it from a fiscal year for us, which would be July 1st through June 30th, into a calendar year. And this is what helps the county auditor set our tax rates.
Good. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now we have an update on the performance audit.
Okay, we discussed last month that we're going to come back every month, and we're going to briefly talk about the recommendations from the state auditor. Before we can get really in depth, we need some more data, but we still want to make sure it's not only on our mind, but your mind. So we're going to start off with Mr. Glassmeyer, and he's got a brief discussion on some human resource issues.
Good evening. I just wanted to spend a couple minutes tonight unpacking the recommendations that the auditors made related to human resources and talking about the next steps we're going to make to address those recommendations.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So as a reminder, the auditor compared us to 5 districts that were similar to us. That is Beaver Creek, Forest Hills, Oak Hills, Jackson Local, and Springboro. So they looked at their spending, their staffing levels, and compared ours to that, and made recommendations based on that for areas that we might have been above the average of our peers. So when you look at staffing, the auditor said when you compare to our peers, we had more positions in certain areas. And we'll talk about why that is. And we'll kind of go through what some of those mean because, you know, obviously we all know what a general education teacher is and our teacher. We need to spend some time talking about what other professional staff are, what social workers are, and those things. So I just wanted to talk about that for just a minute. So based on the auditor's recommendation, we had 1 more teacher mentor than our peer districts, and 12 other positions that were classified as other educational staff. So we had a total of 13 of those positions. The auditor recommended that we reduce 9 of those to be in line with our peers. So when we say other educational staff, other professional staff, those are our teacher on assignments. So each of our elementary principals, who are back there in the back of the room, have a TOA that helps them on a daily basis. They help with discipline, they help with scheduling, they help with coverage, they help with leading different initiatives in the building and do a phenomenal job supporting our elementary principals. Also in that lane are our English language learner teachers, who help support those students who need additional assistance as they learn English. Our gifted staff was classified under this, and our academic support coaches. Earlier, Mr. Wilson talked about the flex grouping that he was doing with his teachers. Well, our academic coaches help with that, and they help their teachers unpack the data and make recommendations for grouping and supporting students with that work. We may classify our positions a little bit differently than our peers, and that's what we just wanted to talk about. Additionally, last school year, we employed 8 social workers. That is 5 more than our peers. So the auditor recommended that we reduce 5 social workers. Now those are our mental health interventionists. Each building has a dedicated MHI that supports the mental health and well-being needs of students and staff alike. Milford made the decision under John's leadership to hire those and to have those in-house. Other districts choose to contract those out. The last district I was at had those positions, but they were contracted through an ESC. So they were still spending the money. It was just contracted so it didn't look like a staff. But either way, I think we can all agree that our students need that mental health support. And our MHIs at Milford do a phenomenal, phenomenal job meeting the needs of our students, and it is a phenomenal program. It truly is a leader among the state when you look at that. Additionally, another recommendation they made was related to our school nurses. So we employ 9 people who are classified as nurses. The auditors recommended that we reduce this by 1.5. Each of our elementary schools has a registered nurse or a health aide in it to meet the needs of our students. Additionally, the middle school and the high school each have 2 health aides because of the large size of their buildings. When you look at our population, I think we can all argue it is important to have a nurse in every single elementary school. And when you're talking about a building of 1,500 kids or 2,000 kids, you probably need 2 people to meet those needs. They also said our library staff was high when compared to our peers. So when this was done, and keep in mind, all these numbers are based on last year, the district employed 9 staff who were classified as librarians or library staff. We currently have 6. So there is 1 media specialist at the high school, there is 1 media aide at the middle school, and then our elementaries split 4. So we've already seen a reduction in those compared to last year. We also, unlike a lot of our peers, employ a school psychologist intern. So school psychs are required to do a year-long internship before they get their license, and in many cases that internship is paid. The state actually provides us a grant that covers about half the cost of their salary. So we get an incredible deal and have the opportunity to provide an additional support for our staff and students that we may not be able to get for them normally. Also, having a school psych intern helps set up an employment pipeline. School psychs are one of the hardest areas to find teachers or to find employees. So it lets us get them in early, get them trained to our ways, and then if we do have an opening, it's a more seamless transition onto our staff. So what are our next steps? Well, the audit was based on last school year's staffing numbers. Over the summer, the district did make cuts through attrition. There were positions last year that ended up not being filled when people resigned or retired. So we are still examining the financial impact and the impact that that had on the education of our students. And that's something that we're going to continue to do. So as our staff retires or resigns, we're going to look and say, you know, do we need this position based on the enrollment of our students? Do we need this position based on the needs of our students? And that is what is ultimately going to drive our decision as we make those decisions to hire a position or to choose to not hire a position and reduce that position through attrition. I plan on sitting down and hopefully with Dr. Fiore, all of our principals in January and February to talk about staffing for next year. Lisa Hare has done a great job of pulling our projections for enrollment and what their grades are going to look like next year. So we'll sit down and talk about their staffing needs for next year and look at, you know, we've already had 8 teachers submit their intent to retire at the end of the school year. So we'll be looking at those positions with the principals to say, are these positions that we need to fill based on our enrollments and based on the needs of our students? We will plan on coming back in the months coming forward to talk about the cuts that were already made through attrition over last summer and the impact that that has had on our staffing level and our student need, and then we'll talk about our plans going forward. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Give TJ a round of applause.
I would just add, I'm in the buildings a lot, and teachers regularly talk about the benefits of the reset aids and the teachers on assignments. They regularly say, I can teach my class now, and somebody else can handle the disruptive things, and they're just actually doing what they're there to do. So they are very much valued.
I think too, something that's really important, when you have an audit done like this, there are many like check steps along the way, and we all sit in on those meetings and they go over the data with us. One thing that they made very clear to us is that what they presented to us are recommendations to be in line with our peers. So they're looking at it specifically from a data driven point. And they even said to us in our exit conference that you need to do what is best for your school and community. This is to show you the numbers, but it doesn't mean like you have to pull 1.5 people from this category or 2.5 people from this category. These are just suggestions. They said you need to look at your entire body, what your goals are, what you're looking to do in your district, what level of service you want to give to your students, and then analyze from there. So I think that's what TJ was just talking about, how we need to really sit down with this data. We need to look at what we've already done. We need to look at how many students we have and what their needs are and make some decisions from there before it's not like a prescription. So I thought that was really important when they told us that.
I wanted to point out the TOAs. I believe this is something John even brought to us when we started it a couple years ago. A lot of our peer districts have those as assistant principals. So that is a cost saving to us. We appreciate the work there. It also has been a great pipeline, which now that we've had it for a few years, we see when we have positions open, we already have staff that we're training. And I think John might have even mentioned,
Kevin.
Yeah, right there, some of them in the back room. One of the good signs of leadership is when your people grow and have new opportunities, and so we're able to do that with our staff here. So I just love that TOA role, and it's not an apples to apples. You know, a lot of our peer districts are paying assistant principals for those roles. So that's my.
Yeah, I think it's a great presentation, TJ. I think the idea of what we're trying to do over the next couple of months is, you know, you have a performance audit. It's long, it's in depth, there's a lot of information in there. A lot of it is hard to understand if you don't understand the roles and the coding and what these different positions do, or the explanation of that some people do them as assistant principals and we do them as TOAs or whatever it might be. So the idea is that over the next few months, you're able to take that performance audit as a community member or as a staff and take that and then look at the sections, marry it to the presentations that we're going to do in these, and then hopefully be able to come out of that with your opinion or your thoughts after it's been broken down that way. So I thought that was a fantastic start of doing that.
Yep, definitely. All right, moving on, we have a middle school update, Mr. Spicer.
All right. Sorry about that. Middle school update. Nothing really new from last month. Just a continuation of our punch list. Jeff is working with Conger and OFCC Paul Modolinsky, and we'll continue to do that. And hoping, as Jeff said, we will close this out hopefully by end of January, maybe February. That would be very optimistic, but we're close. Yep.
Sounds good.
This might be a Jeff question and not a you question, but there was construction materials at the end of Eagles Way. Does that mean the stoplight's getting any closer?
So
random piles.
Yeah, pie in the sky. It's going to be April before we see the traffic light across the street here. You might see the base happening. We got to get some road widening this way. Of course, you can see it on Wolf Pen as well.
Yep.
This traffic light it'll be late April before we get it.
Us carpoolers are eager for it.
Hey, I think a lot of folks are. We've been 10+ years. We've been waiting for it.
Yeah.
At least.
I will say it was great using middle school for our review with the superintendents, being able to have some community members in there who hadn't even seen the space yet. We had some folks come over from Forest Hills that got to see our space, and they were walking around kind of in awe of the space. So the middle school really shined that night. It was a perfect opportunity to use the learning stairs and everything else. So it's really a great building.
All right, we need a motion to approve the Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine amendment to the agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I know you told us about this last month, John, but just in case people didn't see that.
Yeah, this extends the option for 5 years at $100,000 a year from Beacon, as well as 3 athletic trainers as well.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. I need a motion to approve all of the following policies. There are 40 of them. This is a normal thing. Sometimes we get all kinds of legal mandates to change our policy language, and that's what most of these are.
So moved.
Second?
And that new system that Michael mentioned earlier from, right? Did you
Yeah.
mention it from
I did,
OSBA? They have something that will help us streamline this. It's not going to be 27 attachments every time we do this. It'll be a little bit more integrated system, so that will be nice.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the gymnastics participants.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
This is unique in that we don't have an official gymnastics team, but sometimes we will have athletes in the district who want to participate under our banner. So we are approving these athletes, but it's not a cost to us, and hopefully they do well. One in middle school and one in high school. Might be kind of neat to have some Milford athletes recognize that.
Yes, definitely. All right, please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. All right, now we are moving on to human resources business, and I do have a personnel update. So in personnel, we're continuing to refine our personnel practices to better support our staff while planning responsibly for the future. Work is underway to strengthen our onboarding and exit processes, including improvements to surveys and feedback tools to ensure we are learning from employee experiences and using that information to inform future decisions. We're also continuing conversations about EMS, which is our enrollment management services, with a focus on long-term sustainability and ensuring our benefits remain competitive and financially responsible. So this work includes reviewing enrollment trends, plan designs, and options used by comparable districts. Any potential changes would be considered well in advance and communicated clearly to our staff. This month, we also recognize the retirements of both Christy Jones and Cindy Anthony, and we thank them for their service to the district. And then finally, we have a couple supplemental assignments and volunteer positions on the agenda tonight, which will be approved to support our student programs. So I need a motion to approve the administrator personnel approvals. I'm sorry, you know what? This is a consent agenda, so I will need a motion to approve items G1 through G4.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now moving on to curriculum and instruction, and I think Emily has an update for us.
I do. So we spend a significant amount of time in CNI talking about cybersecurity, and a component of House Bill 96, which was a budget bill we've heard, had some requirements for cybersecurity programs. A lot of that stuff we were already working on, and by we, I mean Emma, was already working on. But one of the quotes when we were reviewing all of the work she's doing is, cybersecurity is not just an IT role, it involves everyone. And so I think that's an important thing as we're looking and as we're growing. And then another thing that we talked about, Hamilton County ESC is holding an AI workshop called Promptathon, and we have a team going, yes? Yes, so we have a team going, and part of that team can include students 7 through 12. So if there are any students, it will take place on Wednesday, January 26th, so you'll get out of school for a day, I'm assuming an approved absence, to go participate in the workshop and the Promptathon. I think it's going to be a really neat activity, and I think AI is absolutely an area that we need to lean into and empower our students to learn, because that's, wow, it's grown fast. So, and then Michael also mentioned already our conversation about full-day kindergarten as we continue to look at what that looks like for our students.
Great. I need a motion to approve curriculum pay for this month.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Moving on to business operations, I need a motion to approve transportation and practical for the following students.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Do we have any public participation for the second part?
We do not.
All right. Then I need a motion to withdraw to executive session for the purpose of conference with the public body's attorney concerning pending or imminent court action.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. And before we adjourn, do we have any discussion that we would like to have?
Yeah, because we won't be coming back, we won't be doing
We
anything.
will not
after.
be coming back to vote on anything.
The only thing I had, so, you know, we talked about Bobby earlier. I had a little bit of a statement put together here, but it kind of rounds out the ending here a little bit. So, you know, I do want to express my full enthusiasm and support for the appointment of Bobby as our new superintendent. And for me, this marks a major milestone in what has been a year of strategic team building. We've seen the immediate impact of bringing in TJ for HR and Doug as our treasurer, as well as the strength from promoting within, with Misty taking lead on curriculum. We've also seen incredible leadership through the restructuring of our principals at the high school and the new middle school. Those teams are doing a fantastic job growing our students and staff, even while navigating a year of changes, you know, administrative changes and things like that. On top of that, Parker is really hitting his stride, growing our communications channels and giving the community a fun, intimate look into the day-to-day life of our schools. Adding Bobby to this group is going to amplify all that work, you know. And then as part of the work that we did for the student superintendent review, I also wanted to thank the Hamilton County ESC for guiding the process that we went through, and specifically the community and staff and students who gave their time and thoughts. As I said to the students in the room I was in, you know, the feedback wasn't just for today's decision. It's going to be our guide as we work with Bobby and build our strategic plan moving forward. And I'm confident we're building exactly the right team to move Milford forward. That's what I have.
All right. Also, our next meeting will be our organizational meeting. Just a reminder, it will be here January 5th at 5 p.m. And that's where we will decide our board meetings for the year as well as our committee meetings. And with that, we're moving into executive session.